back to my channel. Today we are going to be diving into the new summer collection from Suqqu. Today I am going to be featuring and talking about the two new blushes that were launched. I have the palettes coming. They have not arrived yet. So as soon as they arrive, I will do a look with them. But for now, we're going to be talking about the blushes today. I picked these up on the Selfridges website, and I paid $37.50 each for each one of these, which is a pretty decent price because you actually get 7.5 grams worth of product. It's like 0.26 ounces. So you get quite a bit of product for the money in these. And I have a lot to say about these. Now, I also want to mention that this is my first blush product I've ever bought from Suqqu. In fact, to be completely honest, I have one palette from Suqqu, and I have their foundation in the tub. I have this one. And I also have the concealer. That's the only thing that I have from Suqqu. I'm not familiar with this brand. I definitely don't have any attachments to it. Like I said, I've never tried their blush formula, so today will be the first time. Lots to say about these blushes. Of course, I will get into some swatches and comparisons. Really don't have a lot of shades like these in my collection, which kind of made me want to get them in the first place because I love blush. I have a massive love affair with blush. Blush is like one of my favorite things. So I am starting to get quite the collection, but when I saw these shades, I was like, gosh, I really don't have a lot of shades like that in my collection. So I'm going to do my best to give you guys as many comparisons as I can. But for now, we're going to go ahead and jump into the application. I'm going to apply each one of them on my face, give you my first impressions, and then of course we will jump into the swatches and comparisons. And then after we get done with that, I will jump into my final thoughts. So without further ado, let's jump into the application. Okay, so let's go ahead and try on these new blushes from Suqqu. I am freezing. It rained here and I am so cold. So I got my teddy bear jacket on because I am actually freezing. So this is 127, which is a really pretty kind of peachy orange. And it looks like a dreamsicle. I'm kind of excited to try this. And then this is the 126, which is a little bit more pink. So 127 is peachy, 126 is pink. We're going to try them both on. I have two blush brushes. They're not like perfectly clean, but I have ran them across a towel and got any residual off. They just actually need to be washed, right? Let's go into 127, which is the peachy one. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. Yeah, that's a really pretty, just kind of orange, peachy blush. It's very soft. The pigment is very soft. This is the first blush I've ever tried from Suqqu, so I'm excited. That's really pretty. Yeah, that looks just really soft and pretty, right? It just looks really natural and kind of sun-kissed in a way. So now let's go into the pink one. These are very soft. I mean, they're pigmented, but they're soft. Oh, that's so pretty. That is so pretty. This formula kind of reminds me of the Hermes. Like they have the same type of like silky texture. So this is the Hermes, this is the Suqqu. And you can see that they're kind of like, you can see how they're kind of shiny. They're just really silky. They're so similar. But these from Suqqu are so much cheaper. Holy smokes, they're cheaper. And this is beautiful. This bright pink is so pretty. I know I'm kind of like stepping outside of my peachy box. I love this too. Like this is for those like really natural kind of makeup days. So pretty. Normally when I get done doing blush, I always want to go into my powder just to kind of like buff out all the edges, but these blushes apply so seamlessly that I really don't need to go into my powder. I'm going to, but I don't feel the need to. I mean, this is just really seamless all around here. All around the edges, I don't feel like I need to go in with powder and like buff out those edges. So this is a really pretty formula. I'm impressed. I have to say, I am very impressed. This goes into more of a highlighter, so I was kind of swatching it, and it seems like it's got some highlight to it. So let's try it. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, I love that. I love how it's in that same tone and it like matches the blush. So pretty. So I'm gonna wipe my brush off and let's go into this side. And of course I will swatch these for you so you can actually see what the shades look like. Oh yeah. It's a very, very soft highlight, but like does the job. So it does what you need it to do. It's so pretty. I like how it has that gradient effect where it goes from the blush up into the highlighter. I just think that's such a, I just love that. I love that. Because then you get a blush and highlight that kind of match, right? That looks so beautiful on the skin. I love the way that that looks. And I really like the way that this looked, especially when I went over it with a little bit of powder. This blush applies seamlessly. Like, it's kind of foolproof. I think I could apply this blush with like the worst brush out there. Like the scratchiest, worst brush. Like, this just really blends into the skin so easily. And this orange would look really beautiful with like a peachy orange eyeshadow look. And this pink, even though it's really bright in the pan, it applies so beautifully. And once I went over it with a little bit of powder and then set everything, it just, I think it looks so good. Like, woo, they did a good job. That's it for the tutorial portion of the video. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches and comparisons. I will compare these two blushes next to a bunch of other blushes that I have in my collection. I don't have a lot of these shades, I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know how many options I will have, but I will go through and look for, I will go through every blush I own and see if I have anything similar to these. And then of course, after we get through the swatches and comparisons, I will get into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, you guys, now that we've made it through the swatches and comparisons, let me go ahead and get into my final thoughts. I love these blushes. I don't think it's going to be a surprise to you. Based on my first experience trying these blushes, these are beautiful. The formula is silky soft, and the formula kind of reminds me of Hermes. When I swatch them, they feel the same. And when I rub them in my fingers, they feel the same. Now, you know that the Hermes was made in Italy. The Suqqu is made in Japan because it's a Japanese brand. But for me, I felt like I was applying the Hermes formula. So, I mean, we all know that these were very expensive. I mean, these are $77. These are beautiful. If you guys get a chance to pick these up, you will not be disappointed in these. These are so beautiful. And I am so happy that I went ahead and picked them up. I'm excited to get the palettes in my collection. I have one palette from Suqqu. Where did she go? Let's see. I don't know where I put her. Oh, right here. This is the number 136. This was one of the holiday palettes, and I've used it just a little bit. I haven't used it a lot. I think I've used it like once or twice. I don't think I reviewed it either. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with their formula. So I'm excited to kind of play around with the 2 new palettes that came in this collection. And I also ordered one of the lippies. So I'm excited to kind of dive in and play with the palettes. But the blushes, they're a 5 out of a 5. Just 5-star. They're fantastic. I can see why people love this brand. And I can see why people were really excited about these blushes, because even though they look like they're very different shades, that's what I love the most about them, is that they are different, but they're flawless on the face and they apply flawless, but they're also not as strongly pigmented in the pan as when you put them on. I just think these are fantastic. Like, these are really, really beautiful, and you get such a great quality for the money on these, and I love these. These are fantastic. I can't find anything negative to say about these. And I love the packaging. These are really thin. Like, when you start getting more and more makeup, you start to appreciate these thin little tiny palettes, because they're easy to store and they're easy to kind of pack along with you. So these are fantastic. I love them. I don't have anything negative to say. Right now it is 1:30 in the afternoon. So I will be editing this video tonight. So right here at the bottom of the screen, you guys will see how this wore and if I lost any of the longevity. I have a feeling that these are going to maintain the pigment, because they're just beautiful. They really, really are. They nailed it. This formula, well done. So that's my overall thoughts, you guys. Nothing negative to say. If you guys were wanting to pick these up, I totally 100% recommend them. I think they're fantastic. Now, if you don't need any new blush, I don't see the purpose or reason to grab these. They are hard to get. I don't know when they're coming to the United States. I do know that I bought them from Selfridges, which, you know, Selfridges is in the UK. But hopefully they will be coming to the US very soon. So that's it for the video. Sound out down below in the comment section. Did you guys pick these up? And if you did, are you loving them or are you not liking them? Share with us in the comment section down below your experience with these 2 new blushes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.